All right, we're officially one after, so we'll go ahead and get started here. I appreciate everybody joining us for the demo today. Shouldn't be too long, 25, 30 minutes roughly, as far as the length of the webinar today. So I appreciate everybody joining. We'll go ahead and get started. To introduce myself real quick, my name is Mike Williams. I'm an onboarding specialist here with Aduvo. With me today is Matthew Vaughn. He is a product specialist here with Aduvo. So Aduvo, I'm going to kind of introduce you guys to Aduvo through the lens of my girl Morgan here. Morgan is an experienced loan officer who does not have a dedicated marketing team. Whatever marketing, whatever advertising Morgan does, she does herself. She doesn't have anybody to help her do her marketing. Morgan has thousands of past borrowers, prospects, and realtors in her loan origination system that she'd love to nurture to, right? So let's say she's using Arrive or LendingPad or Point Central and Compass. Maybe she even has old data from when she used to use another LOS and she wants to make sure that she's able to stay in front of those folks and make sure that they remember who she is, which will greatly increase her chances for repeat business and additional referrals. Morgan's repeat business rate is right at the industry average, which is roughly 14%. She knows that large consumer direct lenders average a 70% recapture rate, which is a really staggering 56% gap between her repeat clients and what the direct lenders average. So, one of the key reasons for this is 71% of her past borrowers will forget who she is within 13 months of their loan closing if she does not communicate with them on a regular basis. 71% of her clients will forget her within 13 months of the loan closing. And as most of you probably know, the average time between loan transactions is 5 to 7 years. So Morgan knows, and this is just kind of an industry average, right? She knows that it takes a minimum of 7 touch points per year before those clients, before those borrowers, co-borrowers, realtor partners, before they're going to remember who she is. So what she's really after, what she's really looking for is a hands-free solution to stay remembered that doesn't require a full-blown marketing team or a dedicated. She's tried mortgage CRMs, but there's just some downsides to a lot of these mortgage CRMs out there, right? They're expensive, they can be complicated, they could take a long time to set up, and they're really built for marketers and tech savvy folks. They're really not built for loan officers that really don't have the time or sometimes even the want to, the knowledge of how to work these cumbersome, expensive, complicated CRM programs, right? Very powerful, but oftentimes just too complicated. And the other mass market solutions out there, right? Your Salesforce, HubSpots, your MailChimp's Constant Contacts, they lack the mortgage specific content that she's looking for. So, what she does now is she wants to manually send messages to her borrowers and realtors. But that takes up a lot of her time. She's having to create her own content, and then she's having to manually send these messages out, right? Whether she's sending an email or a text message or she's ripping phone calls to these folks, she's having to manually do that stuff herself and create all of her own content. So that is exactly why we built what we built at Aduvo. We have compliant campaigns. So we build all the content for you, for Morgan, right? We have hands-free operation, meaning once we get you set up and once we're integrated with your LOS, it's really going to be a hands-free, light touch experience for you. We turn these campaigns on, your data is synced. Any new data that you enter into your LOS moving forward will come over automatically into Aduvo, and folks will start receiving the email marketing from Aduvo automatically without you having to lift a finger. And that's because we have these tight integrations with the most popular LOSs out there. So once we get you set up, Aduvo works like magic in the background without you having to lift a finger or do anything different than what you're normally doing on a day-to-day basis inside your LOS to originate. So what does that look like? How does that work? How do we get there? Right? Well, we do a 15 to 20-minute setup call. You would be doing that with someone like myself, right? 15-minute welcome call. We get your account created. We get you signed in, right? We make sure that you're able to sign in, log in, get all the details for your account set up. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and select the campaigns that you want to turn on together. For example, we got a birthday campaign, loan status alert emails. We have other campaigns as well that I'll explain in just a second, but we'll turn these campaigns on for you. And then lastly, we'll integrate with your LOS. So we'll go ahead and get the data from your LOS imported to Aduvo, right? We'll be synced, meaning it's an integration, so it's almost a real-time sync, meaning that the data will come over to Aduvo if you enter a new application or if you update a loan file. That information will automatically sync to Aduvo within about 5 minutes, and it's a one-way sync. So the information that you enter into your LOS will come over to Aduvo automatically, but the information that if you were to change anything or do anything inside of Aduvo, that will not change the information or the file inside your LOS. So I just want to make sure that I'm very clear on that. But the third step here is we go ahead and import your information, your data from your LOS. And that's really it, right? So we did the welcome call, we turned on campaigns, and we got your data synced, and now Morgan's live. So she gets back to work normally inside of her LOS like she does every day. She saves her work, and then Aduvo is going to do everything else in the background without her having to log in or touch anything. It's truly a hands-free operation at that point. So Morgan turned on 3 borrower campaigns. She turned on the loan status alert emails. She turned on the happy birthday emails. And she turned on the borrower newsletters, which go out once a month on or near the second Tuesday of the month. She also activated 2 realtor campaigns in addition to the 3 borrower campaigns. So for the realtors, she turned on the loan status alert text messages, and she turned on the monthly realtor newsletter, again, that goes out once a month. And now Morgan set in motion 25 plus annual touch points, which is over that 7 number. That's the minimum that you need to, as far as touch points are concerned, to stay in front of your folks on an annual basis to make sure they're not forgetting who you are. But we're also not blowing these folks up, right? We're not sending them hundreds of emails. We're sending them roughly, in this example, 25 plus emails throughout the year, text messages throughout the year, just to make sure that she's staying top of mind in her borrowers, co-borrowers, and realtors' minds, right? She's not going to be forgotten with 25 plus annual touch points. Plus, we keep Morgan up to date, right? So we're going to be sending her day after report emails that'll break down what emails went out for her from Aduvo, right, the day before. So in this example, hey, we sent 300 emails out yesterday. 246 of those were delivered. 21.7% were open, and only 6 people unsubscribed from this particular campaign, right? So this kind of just further establishes that you really don't need to log into Aduvo after we get you set up and your data integrated. Aduvo is going to do its thing in the background without you having to touch anything. And we're going to send you an email letting you know how those campaigns are performing so that you don't have to log in to even look that information up. Now, if you did want to log in and check out how your campaigns are performing, we have a simple dashboard that makes it very easy to do so. So the homepage, the dashboard, you'll be able to see what campaigns you have active, what have been sent out recently, and how those campaigns are performing. Another thing that our folks really like are the birthdays. So you'll have a very easily accessible list of your contacts that have birthdays for the week. So if you wanted to reach out to those folks personally, wish them a happy birthday, maybe they have a referral for you, or maybe they're looking at potentially a rate and term or a cash out or something along those lines. But birthdays and loan anniversaries are a very easily accessible list of your contacts on the homepage on the dashboard of Aduvo. Now, our girl Morgan has unlocked the power of her database and she enjoys more repeat clients and referrals without any extra effort on her end at all, without an experienced marketing team or anything along those lines. So, how exactly does the magic happen? So what do we do, right? Well, we at Aduvo, we build turnkey campaigns. So we create the content. We write the emails and texts. They're crafted by mortgage marketing industry veterans. We then check the content for compliance. So the content is all reviewed by an external agency that we hire to ensure compliance with state-specific regulations. We then test the deliverability of the messages. So we test how the content appears in various inboxes, including different devices and email clients. We then build the lists. So we offer pre-built lists such as interest rate targets, realtors, loan anniversaries, and more. You could also create your own custom lists. And then lastly, we'll set the schedule, right? So we'll schedule each message to go out on a specific date or trigger. For example, a holiday campaign may be set to go out on the 4th of July annually, while a loan status update is going to be triggered immediately upon application. So what do you do? Well, your engagement with Aduvo simply involves reviewing campaigns during the onboarding process, selecting the ones that you want, and activating them. That's really it. Again, it's designed to be a very light touch, hands-off experience for you. As far as campaigns are concerned, some of our most popular campaigns are going to be the real-time loan status alerts, which notifies realtors and borrowers via text and or email when there is a status update on their loan. Our other popular campaigns include birthday reminders, monthly newsletters for borrowers and realtors, lead nurture campaigns, holiday greetings, and loan anniversaries. So if you want to build your own custom campaigns, right? We have a bunch of campaigns that we create the content for you so you can truly set it and forget it. But if you did want to say build your own custom campaign, it's super easy and simple to do inside of Aduvo. And I'm actually going to have Matthew start sharing his screen. He's going to give us a live demo of just how easy it is to go ahead and build your own campaign.
All right. You see my screen all right, Mike?
Yeah, you're
All
good.
right, cool. Hello, everyone. I'm Matt. We'll be just performing a quick demonstration of the platform. Mike's already gone over how to set up some of this kind of pre-built content that is available on the site for you. So we'll just quickly go over that as well. Show you how easy it is to sign in, enable that content, and move on. So I'll be starting here on the dashboard, just kind of give a quick glance. This is the dashboard looks like right now. You see there's some data kind of showing you how it's been performing. You got some birthdays this week right here. Also see loan anniversaries if you have some. Up here on the top, you'll notice there's a couple of selections. We'll start with marketing. This is where you'll be creating, editing, or managing any of your content or emails. people and loans here. You can create lists in the site, which we'll go over here in a few minutes. It's based off information from the data that you sync in from your LOS. And you can also use filters in there as well to further narrow that down, which we'll also go over. Create new here. This is just a quick start to creating content. You can get here on any page in Aduvo. And you'll notice my initials here as well. This is just where you'll be able to edit your profile, your company profile, and if you have additional users in the site, you can also come in here and manage their profiles from there as well. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into the marketing piece really quick. We're going to head into quick start, and I'll just show you guys what it's like to come in here and hold on one second. Mike, can you still hear me?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, making sure my internet didn't drop just now.
Yeah, I can still hear you, so you're good.
Okay. Let's try. Hang on one second. I think I might need to change browsers. I'm not sure if I'm having an internet issue. Let's try going back. Quick start. There we go. Not sure what happened there. Must have been a hiccup. Anyways, here is the content library for the quick start. These are all the content pieces that we have pre-built for you. If you just wanted to use this content, really all you'd have to do is come into here, and you'll go over this with sales as well. It's just as simple as clicking on or off your campaigns. So if you wanted your birthdays to go out to your borrowers and co-borrowers, all you'd have to do is click right here, click yes, I want to activate, and that's it. It's already preset to monitor all your clients' birthdays and send out whenever that date comes up. Yep. Let's go ahead and jump into creating some custom content really quick because that's really it if that's all you wanted to use. First, you would want to create an email here. I do have one created on the side, but I'll just show you what it would look like getting it set up. You just give it a name, throw it into a category, and the category here is just so you can find it more easily in the site later on. And then you'll just give it a subject line. So we'll just, okay. So then you'd click next, go to the content and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and go into one I've created already just to save some time. Click edit. You'll see the same page, next content. All right, so here's the template editor. It's pretty straightforward. It's block based and container based. So you'll notice as I hover around, you'll see containers pop up around the structures that I've put into this template. And this is the default template as well. So kind of comes like this out of the box, and then you can make whatever change you want to it after. So let's say I have this block right here and I just wanted to add an image. All you'd have to do is come over here at image, click on it, drag it over, let go, and then adds a image container. Then all you have to do to that is just click. You can pick any of the content we have in the site. It's free to use for anybody. And you also have an upload image button up here if you'd like to use that as well. Just use this one. So you see it populates in. You'll notice there's more settings on the left-hand side. If you wanted to add a link, do something else, change the alignment, size, you do whatever you like. Down here, you'll notice another little structure I have in here. If you wanted to add text, all you'd have to do, you can click this little middle button here for text, or you can also just drag and drop it from the left-hand side again. There we go. There's the text. And this text has a little text editor here at the top. It's very similar to most platforms. We'll have something similar to this, standardized. The only noteworthy thing here is the merge tags. If you wanted to reference something specific, so if you wanted to specifically use your contact's name, you can put that in here, and it will automatically pull that contact name into the email going to them from your database. So you don't have to manually type one out for everyone, or if you want to have it personalized to that individual, you can do so. And that's not the only type of merge tag we have. We have things on subject property, note rate, so on. So basically any field from your LOS can be referenced through a merge tag here. And then when it sends out, it'll pull that information in for you. And you'll notice it's being used down here for the signature. Okay. let's go ahead and say you like this template and that's all you're really looking to do. Go ahead and click save up here. We're going to click up here in people and loans, and we're going to create a real world scenario where we're going to target a specific group of people. You can use one of our pre-built lists in the website, like for example, all contacts or just to close loans and so on. But for this example, we'll just create one. And I like to just do a note rate as that's usually of interest here. So we're going to go ahead and add a filter here for note rate. We're going to give it a some logic to look through your files with. So we're going to just do is equal to, let's see, where is it? Greater than or equal to 6%. And what this is going to do is going to perform a quick query of the database, and it's going to grab everyone that meets this criteria where the note rate is 6% or greater. And you'll notice down here, it gave me 230 results. So this is everyone from our test database with that note rate or higher. And you can continue to add filters if you'd like to narrow it down further. So if you wanted to do, just as an example, let's give it a closed date. Let's see, a closed date. And let's do another is greater than or equal to. And we're just going to go back a couple years. Let's go back to April 2023. Yep. We'll apply that. And that should narrow down the list even further. And you'll see we have 57 results. So with this, you can actually save this list and then send a targeted message out to these clients. And you can also include their agents on the email as well if you'd like. All you'd have to do is click save here after creating your list. And let's just name this webinar 6% or greater webinar. There we go. And now this list is now saved to your site. You can always revisit it. It is dynamic. So if you continue to add people over that rate, they will continue to be added into this list. With this filter, it would grab anyone net new just because there's no time limit to when this should stop. So if you added it, if you wanted to give it a very specific time frame, you could also do that. Okay, so now that we have this list, let's go ahead and create the campaign. And the campaign is just where we're going to add that template we created. It's just so you can set the settings for the schedule, when you want it to go out, who you want it to go out, and if you want it to be repeating or a single send, and so on. So we'll just give it a name, webinar campaign. I'll go over some options here. This stuff up here at the top is really just for internal use, so you can quickly find it in the future, or if you've returned to it after a year or so and you just wanted to remember what it was, you can leave yourself a note here. You can set who can use this campaign within your site. So if you have 5 loan officers in here, but you only want it to work for 1 or 2 of them, you can come in here and just select their names, and it will only work for those 2 loan officers. And this is kind of an admin feature. When you create your own, if you're an individual user, it'll just always default to you. Okay. I'll go ahead and click next. And you'll see here it has that list we created a minute ago. I'll actually zoom in a little bit so it's a bit easier to see. See 6% or greater webinar, and that's just what we just created. So you can use any of the default ones if you want to do all contacts, active leads, active loans, and so on. You can do that. This 2 recipients here lets you choose the type of recipient within that list. So if you just wanted it to go to the borrower and co-borrower, you can select them. If you wanted it to go to the buyer's agent or seller's agent on that same file, you can also target them as well. So it lets you decide who you really want it to go to. You can also add your loan officer or processor to it, and you can even add custom addresses to the send list. So if you had a one-off that you wanted to add to it, you can do that. And we got some standard CC and BCC options here as well. I'm going to go next. And we're going to find the template we just created. This is a test site, so there's a lot of extra data in here. But if you go to add filter, we can just click my content, and that will show you everything that you've created. So we'll just click this webinar, add to campaign, next. And then here it's going to ask me to set a schedule. So this can be whatever you're looking for. It can be a one-time send at a specific date and time with a calendar selector right here. You do as soon as possible. It usually takes up to about 15 minutes. Depends really on how large your list is, and if you're using merge tags to fulfill specific information for your templates. We got repeating here. So if you wanted to have something going out on a weekly or monthly or yearly basis, even do as much as daily if you wanted to, you can do that. Pretty straightforward. You would just, for example, on a yearly basis, you'd click, the 9th day of every March. On a monthly, you can do a specific day of each month, for example. So maybe the 6th day of every month or the 3rd Tuesday of every month. So it lets you really set up how you want it. And then you can give it an ending date if you want it to end at after a specific amount of months. There we go. So we'll go ahead and hit save. This is set for the 6th day of every month, and it stops after 3 months. Click save. There we go. Just a little finalization step to confirm. Click next. And then here it'll ask you if you want to continue and activate. I don't want to accidentally send anything out, so I'll just click continue editing. And you will see this campaign editor. You can always come back in here. I'll show you how to get back here in a second. This is just the campaign details page. You can always come back here. You can change any of the settings you just set. So maybe you want it to work for 2 other loan officers this time. You can do that. If you want to change, maybe you just want the agents or just the borrowers to receive it, you can click the agents off. And then you can change the CC and BCC. So we'll click save there. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, it's changed to what we just set. This top metric line here works if you have multiple messages in this campaign. It'll keep track of all of them simultaneously. And then you have an individual metric per template if you want to just be a little bit more clear on how each template has been performing. Then you can also rechange the schedule here just by clicking this little purple pencil icon down here on the right. Okay. Some other reports and metrics you can get are in here. And it's just a quick glance at how it's been performing. You can see unsubscribed, bounced, clicked, and so on. And then you can get even further down the line and check the individual recipients. This will pull up a page where you'll have an individual recipient. So, it might say Matthew.Vaughn at Focus or Devo.com here. And then it'll actually show you the activity of how that recipient interacted. So if they just opened it, it'll say opened. If you had like a link in your template, it'll actually say they clicked on that link and so on. And so that way you can even create a list of the people that clicked on your link and then send them a follow-up email if you really wanted to. To get back to that, all you'd have to do is just come back here to marketing, my content, and you'll see that campaign here that we just created, webinar campaign. And you can always come back, edit, preview the message whenever you like, and so on. There we go. So that just about concludes the demonstration. If there's any questions, please feel free to use that Q&A chat, and me and Mike will keep our eyes out and get those questions answered. Anyways, thank you guys. Have a good day.
Cool. Thank you, Matthew. Nice demo. I'm going to share my screen again, and then I'm just going to pause for a second. I think there are a couple good questions in the chat. I'm not sure if everybody's looking at the chat or not, so I was just going to kind of bring those up, and then Matthew and I can answer those real quick. The first question that was asked is in regards to a copy of the webinar being sent out. Yes, we will be sending out a copy of this webinar, a link to a video of the webinar. Usually that email will go out later today or tomorrow at the latest. We also had a question regarding texting updates to realtors, or the question was, I saw that you could text updates to realtors. And then the question was, can I also text marketing pieces or messages to realtors? Yes. So you are able to create your own custom text messages. So you could send those out to realtors. You could send those out to borrowers, co-borrowers. You could create your own custom text messages. Matthew, can you answer the HTML to design the emails question?
Yeah, we do have an HTML editor in the template editor screen. Really, if you had if you had another template on another site that had that, you could theoretically just copy and paste the HTML code into the HTML editor in Aduvo, and it will replicate what you have on that other website.
Thank you. And then we were asked, can I also text a video to realtors? Matthew, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you could just text a link. So you essentially copy and paste the link of the video, and then you could send that in a text message from Aduvo. I don't think you could actually send a physical video. Is that right, Matthew?
That is correct. Yeah, automated text messaging does have some limitations with the amount of content that you can send, but you can definitely link a video in the text message if that's what you would like to do.
Okay. All right, perfect. And then the last question that I could see at this point is in regards to texting. We were asked, do you set up the A2P compliance or do I need to have a Twilio account? I had mentioned that we do partner with Twilio for the texting piece. And then Matthew had responded that we would just request some company information from you during the setup. If you plan on using the text messages, and then once we have that set up, the A2P compliance with Twilio, we set that up on your behalf. And I think that's all the questions that we've gotten so far in the chat. So keep firing your questions off in the chat for us, or you could use the Q&A feature, whatever's easiest for you guys, and we'll keep answering those questions for you. If there's any more good ones when I'm finished here in the next couple of minutes, then we could answer the rest of them as well so everybody could see them or hear them. So I'm going to talk a second about our pricing. So Aduvo, the pricing is very, very simple with us. It's $99 per month per LO. So if you're just an individual LO or an individual broker, it's just 99 bucks a month for you. If you have multiple LOs, then it'd just be $99 per month per LO that you'd want to have an Aduvo account, that you'd want to have them sending emails out in their name. We don't charge for processors. We don't charge for admins. We don't charge for office staff or anything like that. We only charge for folks who are going to be having the emails and text messages sent out in their name. And it's very simple. It is just truly $99 per month. It's month to month, right? There's no commitments. There's no setup fees, nothing like that. You don't have to pay for a year up front. It's truly month to month. You can cancel at any time at any month without any sort of commitment or anything along those lines. You could also set this up. It's flexible how you want to set it up, right? So if you do have multiple LOs, but you don't necessarily want to have the emails going out in every LO's individual name, you'd rather just have one account for the company, you could just pay 99 bucks a month and we could set it up as a company. So the emails would go out from the company to everybody's contacts instead of the emails going out from the individual LOs and you having to pay $99 per month per LO. So it just depends on how you want to set it up. I have folks that do it both ways. Some folks like it coming from the company in general. Some folks would prefer the individual LOs be reaching out to their folks, marketing to them individually. So it's just depending on how you want to have it set up, but we're flexible and able to kind of set it up and customize how you want to set it up for you. I also want to mention, and I can't overstate this, that $99 per month includes everything, texting, email, unlimited, as far as contacts is concerned, all that good stuff. So that also includes training and tech support. So we don't charge anything additionally for training or tech support. I cannot overstate that enough. It's a huge value add. You'll get one-on-one time with our trainer. You get one-on-one time with Matthew as an engineer and developer of the Aduvo software. It is very rare in this space that you get one-on-one access to somebody like Matthew for training. So I cannot overstate that enough. We will train you. We will help you. We will get this set up to how you want to have it set up. And we don't charge anything additional for that. Just a quick recap. So how does Aduvo mine your database for hidden opportunities? Well, we have true automation. We integrate with your LOS tightly. So we bring over all of your old loans, all of your contacts information, right? And it's truly automated. It doesn't require any ongoing attention from you. It's truly a hands-free system that we've built. We have very relevant content. All of the campaigns are relevant to the mortgage industry. And we have some of the best content in the mortgage industry. And as I just mentioned, as far as the pricing is concerned, it's very simple how we have it set up, and it's very cost effective. The Aduvo difference. Aduvo is going to help you build stronger relationships with your borrowers, co-borrowers, and with your realtor partners by keeping them up to date with real-time loan status alerts and staying in front of them, right, with the borrower newsletters, the realtor newsletters, the birthday emails, holidays, right, lead nurture campaigns. This is going to bring you happier clients, happier realtor partners, and in turn, it's going to get you more leads, right? More repeat business, more referrals without you really needing to lift a finger or do anything different than what you're actually doing on a day-to-day basis. So what's next? If you guys like what you saw here and you want to start a free trial of the Eduvo software, as I mentioned in regards to the recording of the webinar, you guys will receive a recording of the webinar. You'll also receive a couple helpful links in the email. That'll be a link to if you liked what you saw, but you have a few more questions and you want to just book a consultation, we could talk and I could answer any questions that you have. You can book a consultation with us. If you're ready to go, you like what you saw and you want to start a free trial, you could go ahead and book an account setup with us and we will spend 15-20 minutes getting your account set up. And once your data's been synced and everything is good to go, we'll start you with a free trial so that you don't have to pay for Eduvo before seeing how it works, seeing if you like it. And that's pretty much it. So you'll get that email either later today or tomorrow at the latest with the recording of the webinar. And then kind of next steps if you like what you saw here and you want to keep this going, continue the conversation or ask any additional questions. So that's all we got for you guys. We'll get you back to your day. We'll hang around, Matthew and I, for a couple of minutes. If anybody has any additional questions that they would like us to answer, we'll go ahead and do so. You can pop them in the chat. Let me go ahead and see if there's any questions here that we haven't answered yet. Do you offer any discounts for NAM/AIM members? Not that I'm aware of at this point. I'd be happy to ask for you if we do have any discounts, but I don't know of any discounts at this point. And can you integrate with the LOS Sphere? Matthew, correct me if I'm wrong. I do not believe we're currently integrated with Sphere. I'm not sure if we're working on that or not. Do you want to answer that one?
Not currently. It is on our radar. We just haven't had the opportunity to build the integration platform for it yet, but it is on our radar for the future.
Oh, okay, cool. I actually see that you did answer that in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll hang out. I appreciate everybody's time today. Appreciate everybody joining us. If you do have any questions, Matthew and I will be here for another couple of minutes. Once the questions stop, we'll go ahead and in the meeting, and you guys will get a an email from us later today or tomorrow at the latest. So thank you guys so much.
Hey,
Okay,
everybody.
we got another question that I'll answer here. Is there an automation that would trigger a certain campaign based on a loan stage arrive specifically? Yes, that's a great question. So, with our loan status alert campaign, they are automatically triggered. So, if you're putting the loan through arrive like it's designed to be put through, you're checking the boxes at the different stages, you're entering the dates at the different stages of the loan process, then yes, those loan status alerts will automatically go out for you as the loan hits those different milestones. We'll hang out another couple minutes, see if we get any more questions.
Yes, you can, as an admin, you can assign campaigns to specific users. You can isolate it to only go out for them or multiple.
I'll answer that one. That's a good question, James. So Aduvo is really set up to be for staying in front of, staying remembered from folks that you've already worked with and have a relationship with. So to answer your question, can we set up to market to agents we would like to target and or from borrower cold email lists? It's not set up for that. So we're really not set up for you to buy a list of folks and just start, essentially spamming them. Like that's not what a Duvo is. It's really for folks that, you've worked with in the past, or that have closed a loan with you at some point, or even if they did an application, they didn't close a loan with you, like folks like that, right? It's really not for you to, for example, go to a title company and buy a list of 25,000 people and start reaching out to them from a Duvo to try to drum up new business. Like that's not what this is. This is really designed to keep you in front of folks that you've worked with to generate additional repeat business and referrals. Is a new telephone number assigned to each user? No. So the company would be assigned a phone number of which you are able to choose the area code if you'd like it to look local to your area. But there's one phone number for the entire account. These are good questions, those guys. If you have any more, feel free to pop them in there. We'll stick around and answer them. We'll hang out for another 2 minutes or so if there's any more questions. All right, Matthew, I think we're good. I don't see any more questions coming in. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing and in the webinar.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good
Thanks,
one.
everybody. Have a good rest of your day.